This is the Sim Pit. I'm your host, Sean Cole, and welcome to today's edition of the Pit Stop, where you, my good friends, are the real star of today's show because you send in the stories. You're here to talk with me about the stories, and you are the ones that really make it all happen here. Thank you for being here. Happy Hope Day to you guys. I'm wearing my Rick Motec shirt today. I like to change things up on Wednesdays and not do the typical because it is a cool day of the week. It's where we are now officially working for the weekend. Looking forward to the weekend already. So, what is going on in sim racing today? What can we talk about? And forgive my clunky intro this morning. I had a black screen up. I was watching the wrong screen, waiting for it to circulate, and I fell victim to my delay. So I apologize for that weirdness there. But what do we have to talk about? So, out of the Forza camp, the Forza Road Championships, as they are calling them, Series 2, Round 4, Wednesday Showdown. This is at 12 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. And this is gonna, what's cool about this is you can win prizes. So you see this cool driver suit swirl. I guess you can watch ForzaRC.com to complete quests and unlock rewards. So just for viewing, you can win some prizes as well. Looks like they're gonna have some giveaway cars, some uniforms, some paint schemes perhaps. Anyway, you Forza people are gonna want to get over there. You can find all the details. They actually have the whole page there at it's actually watch.forzarc.com. Watch.forzarc.com. And you can watch the big competitions going on there, as well as that's where I guess you need to be in order to win those prizes. Stand on it, strutting the Billy Strange racing shirt today on Hump Day. Time for some sprint car action. You've been dying for some more sprint car, haven't you? Stan got the bug, and he is hitting the ovals hard. Out of the Gran Turismo camp, so today is the day. 1.25 update. So GT Sport update 1.25 has arrived. Features the addition of Red Bull Ring. So a new track, 8 new cars, 3 GT League events, Cuban Scapes locations, and so much more. They have the full write-up. This is at their Twitter feed, but they have a link there to the website where you'll find, look at that beautiful Shelby Daytona. That is one of the 8 cars that has been included into GT Sport now. We can play a little bit of the movie, I suppose, without getting in too much trouble. We'll just kind of, ooh, Red Bull Ring. There it is. Nicely done. That looks beautiful. You know, Gran Turismo is stunning. Gran Turismo is stunning, I just have to say. Oh, the Abarth, the Pitstop 1500, the Amuse S2000, so the Honda S2000, obviously a tuned version. Mark IV race car, the Ford Lancia. Actually, we're going to stop playing the video. We'll go to the images so we don't get in trouble. But we're looking at the Ford Mark IV race car, 1967. That is a beauty, right? Wow, that's a real beautiful car. In addition to that, the Shelby Cobra that we talked about. Oh, beautiful car. And then on the opposite end of the spectrum, we have the Abarth 500. Ooh, the Lancia Delta. Man, I always loved this car. You know what's cool about some cars? You look at cars that from yesteryear, and some cars that we loved. I'll give you a great example. When the Lexus SC400 came out, I thought it was beautiful. And I see one of those now, and I'm like, oh, it's such an ugly car. The Lancia Delta from 1991, to me, this design still holds up. It still has great appeal to me. Yeah, Dan, you got to be careful when you doing that illegal activity. I think we are all right. I don't think I played enough of it, and we didn't play any audio. Hopefully we'll be all right. Mini Cooper 65, speaking of a design that holds up, it's still a beautiful car today. The VW, the 1200, the Volkswagen 1200, 1966. That is the little bug. We talked about the Amuse S2000 GT1 Turbo. I'm assuming that looks like with these front wings, you'd think Time Attack. And what else? The Abarth Bipisto Bertone. That's the designer. Did a lot of work for Alfa, for Ferrari, for Fiat, everybody. Yeah, GT Sport is looking pretty darn good. Looks like it's worth getting out there. The Beetle and the Samba Bus Festival, the Group 3 Cup event, and the Nostalgic 79 race. So those look like the 3 big events. So lots of stuff added into, here's the Cuba sites for the photoscapes, or scapes, whatever they call them on GT Sport. Anyway, very cool. Big addition to Gran Turismo Sport as of today. And the countdown continues. We are down to 2 weeks, 14 days. 2 days left in this month, and on the 12th of next month, we will have our first taste of Assetto Corsa Competizione, but we won't be able to play it together until the second build. Alright, I said it in my title. I'm not sure this was supposed to be, well, they know what they're doing, but heard it was National Bow Tie Day. So is today National Bow Tie, you Chevy fans? What is this? That is not the current NASCAR. That is not the car, the Camaro that I get to drive when I'm in iRacing. New build is about a week and a half away. We've had very little leaks of what officially is in or out, but this might be a good guess. We might be looking at new car models for the Cup Series in iRacing. In addition to that, we talked about the power rankings just yesterday, and the who's who and who's going to be in, who's an out. You know, you've got 5 races to crown a champion, which means that by the end of the 4th race, or by the end of at the last race, there's only going to be 4 drivers eligible to win the championship. 8 drivers, 5 races, 1 goal. We're going to come back to that thought in just a second here. Bear with me. Chris Bell, isn't it Chris Bell? It's Chris Bell, right? He just goes by C-Bell. Anyway, he's you know, one of the new NASCAR sensations. Been having really good luck in real life. But don't forget that this guy has a 5,700 rating in iRacing. He's no slouch at the Sims. There he is in a play seat with a Thrustmaster steering wheel. I can only assume playing iRacing because there is an iRacing guy working the booth there. This is actually at GameStop Expo at Indy going on. Chronos Max Drive Hub. I have one of those. I still need to play with it. And getting back to that previous topic, it was Michael Conti who won yesterday's race. So he starts the playoffs with a bang and secures his shot at the championship. 4 drivers are going to be eligible by the end of this little shootout they have going on. Michael Conti is one of 4. Previous champion, so he can make it a 2-time thing for him. Congratulations to Michael Conti, who we've interviewed here on the show. If you want to hear from a really talented young oval sim racer, one of the best on the planet, look up Michael Conti at the SimPit main channel. That was done on the main channel, SimPit. The SimPit at YouTube. In addition, we've mentioned Freck Schotthorst on the show a few times. He was the runner-up in the McLaren World's Fastest Gamer. But don't feel bad or sad for poor Freck, because as it turns out, opportunity and doors have opened for him. But he is about to make the Formula Renault Euro Cup debut at Hungaroring this weekend. So if that's a series that you watch, keep your eyes open. Look for Freck Schotthorst, and let's hope that a sim racer turned real life driver will make us all look good. They always do. Those guys always do. The crew. So discover which 2 vehicles are joining the crew's lineup this month. All the details here. This is at the crew Twitter feed. You click on the link and you'll find out that 2 things being added, and this was just posted today. Season pass holders are going to get early access. But we have the MV Augusta Brutal Dragster, drag motorcycle, kind of scary. Early pass gets it today, available for all players on the 5th, and that's the street racing discipline. In addition to that, the Alfa Romeo Giulia Quadrifoglio. That's a pretty long name for a car. I love this car. They say this is the fastest four-door sedan you can buy in America right now. I'm not sure. Is this thing actually faster than an M5? Is this actually faster than an AMG, whatever class is the four-door big badass AMG? Beautiful car. I really like these Alphas. It's, you know, not that I'm in the market for a new car tomorrow, but man, if I was and I needed a four-door, this would be a front runner for me. This kind of mixed feelings about. So, former Onrush director Paul Rachinsky, he apparently has joined Slightly Mad Studios. So, few things. Didn't we hear about Slightly Mad Studios doing a less serious than Project Cars title? And then at some point, you have to start thinking about when will they start talking about Project Cars 3. Don't pronounce the G in quadrifoglio. Okay, there you go. Thank you. Thank you for that. It's a beast. Ellis Jones is in the building. Anyway, interesting news. You just kind of got to wonder. Onrush, not a sim. Can't remember the name of what the other title that they are going to do. He was a former director of MotorStorm and Drive Club as well. So, you know, he definitely comes from the gamier side of things, but at the same time, no doubt he's into the motorsport side of sim. He's not coming from the shooter games. He's not even coming from Rocket League. He's coming from the driving aspects and side of sim racing to Project Car. Well, to Slightly Mad, I should say. Anyway, I thought that was interesting news. We'll have to keep our eyes on Slightly Mad to see what they're up to. They plugged it, and I told you about it, and now it's here, and I'm telling you about it again. This is really big news. So Race Department now has the exclusive GTR3 interview. And this is talking to Chris Speed of Simbin UK, or Sector 3 Studios. He's the CEO. And little Q&A about everything behind GTR3. So when we talk about things that are on our radar, but we don't even have them on our radar yet, it's GTR3. So this is huge news. Longtime fans of Simbin have been asking for GTR3 for years, and it looks like it's not that far off. It'll be interesting to see how it works with Race Room. Like, is this something different? Is this going to be integrated into Race Room? Is it going to all become one? That's something that we'll have to figure out. Maybe they spell that out in the article. I haven't had a chance to read it myself. I just kind of scanned through it very quickly. But definitely worth the read for all you guys who've been waiting for GTR3. Someone mentioned it yesterday. Billy and I both chimed in. Hey, we already tried those and looked at them at E3. So they're new in terms of they're now apparently officially coming out. That didn't sound right. But this is the T-Racing Scuderia Ferrari Edition headset by Thrustmaster. They had them at the Ferrari store race event in Milan. This is all taking place during Monza GP this weekend. So from August 31st to September 2nd, that'll be going on at the Ferrari store in Milan. Sorry, I don't know what's happening in my tongue there. Mitchie Hoyer. Hey, Mitchie's here. Before I forget, Mitchie Hoyer is going to be streaming another career mode F1 2008. Can you believe Mitchie runs that game? He runs that at 105%. Thank you, T-Bone. Yes, Wreckfest is well worth the money. That's a game I can absolutely put my seal of approval on. It is worth the money, even in single player, and I'm sure we'll do another Wreckfest event coming up sooner than later that you'll be privy to as well. So yesterday we talked about Ride 3, and we talked about bike controls, and so we have this burnout hippie dude. What does that have to do with everything? Sorry, that didn't sound right. That wasn't very nice of me. IA Systems Computer Controls is what this company is and who this gentleman is. And when he's done smoking his cigarette, he's going to go on to show us some bike controls that he's been working on. So these are potential simulation controls for riding motorcycles. Looks really elaborate. You can see the total game type buttons on it. I'm assuming things like the twisting throttle, clutch, brake, working like, you know, the proper levers. Not sure what he's planning on mounting it to, but if you want to check this out, it's on YouTube, and it goes under the name HS3 Fabrication and Explanation Live Stream. That is a cigarette, right? It's a cigarette of some kind. Anyway, well worth watching for you motorcycle fans. And just because I brought it up, in case you forgot, we had talked about a long time ago, the Lean GP. So here's another theoretical way that one could ride a motorcycle in-game. You know, we've talked about the problem, though. He's leaning, and that's just gravity. Gravity is not the same as G-forces. And I'm not even an experienced motorcycle rider, but I am a very experienced cyclist. And you don't, it's weird, it's like you don't steer and you don't lean, or you don't do any of those things as much. It's like, man, you turn your head, and with that, the wheel turns just enough, and the bike leans, and they all work together, and it's all working against G-forces. So ultimately, that is just working against gravity, and you're leading the bike, not riding the bike. Other options, just since we're on it, and hey, what the hell. Thrustmaster, apparently, I don't even know if you can still buy this item. I've never seen it in my life, and I'm a pretty knowledgeable Thrustmaster guy. I think this is very, oh, it says PlayStation 2 on it, so don't buy it. But this was actually a Thrustmaster controller made for freestyle bike. Kind of funny and could be cool. I think this is my last motorcycle. DIY version at X Simulator, DIY Motion Simulator. There's the guy's seat. He's sort of got like a drum throne type seat. And you can see the two pedals. You can see the ability to shift and the ability to rear brake. In addition to that, here's the front end controls with some kind of a tilting mechanism to swing the handlebar, and obviously the hand controls that you'd expect. I'm sure that would be better than using a steering wheel. I'm sure any of these things we've talked about would all be much cooler than just using a steering wheel. But it's still, oh, it has a little up and down, it looks like. And how many games are going to be really built to do it as well? Anyway, okay, that's the end of that. Just so you guys know, more Formula 1 using F1 2018 to show off what's coming. So now we have the Monza Italian Grand Prix. So let's get Kimi Räikkönen and let's stick him in the car and see what he can do as he tells you about a lap of Monza. You'll find this at Formula 1 on YouTube. And it is Kimi Räikkönen's virtual hot lap of Monza, Italian Grand Prix. So there you go. You can go check that out. I'm mentioning this, Nintendo Everything, talking about UK software sales week ending 8/25. This is in the UK. Top sales. Who's going to be there? Who's going to be number one? You guys should be able to guess it, but why are we talking about it? Because it was F1 2018. PS4, Xbox One, both systems. You're looking at Codemasters, F1 2018 being top of the charts. So congratulations to them. That means money. That means lots of money. PC Gamer has an article here talking about GTA, Grand Theft Auto Online. Someone said, oh, no news this week because you're talking about Grand Theft Auto. But they are adding a new car, the heavy Menacer vehicle with the big diesel stacks out of the back, it looks like. And that extends the adversary mode bonus. It was not long ago that we talked about Live for Speed. Live for Speed. Where are they? What's going on? Well, no sooner than we mention them, they have a new piece of news. Look at this. August 26, 2018. That's 3 days ago. Graphics progress report Blackwood. So if you go to the story, what you will find is that they've done a lot of updating on the graphics package for Blackwood. I thought I was the only one that has tried Sean screen. I'm not sure what that means. Sorry. Sim Racer Studio Shaker Kit. Haven't tried it, Eric. Eric asked what I think about the Sim Racer Studio Shaker Kit. Goes right into your seat. Oh, I think I know the one you're talking about. I have not tried it. Thank you, Steven. Thank you very much. I love this show too. This is something I've just always wanted for sim racing. You know, to an extent, this is part of the original idea of everything that we ever did, whether it was SRT, ISR, half the shows out there. But to me, it was like, hey, can't we have a news show? There's a lot that goes on in our world. And I mean, I'm still only touching the surface, because we could do a whole show dedicated to esport. We could have a whole show dedicated to just race results. Oh yeah, that's cool. I wish I could provide the articles easier. I tried doing that in the beginning. It was just a tremendous amount of work in preparation for the show. But it would be great if I guess I could put them in the chat as I went along. Anyway, Blackwood, and these are beautiful, and this is Live for Speed. When was the last time you guys even thought about Live for Speed? And maybe more important than the actual graphics updates of Blackwood is the fact that this is the most significant sign of life that we've seen out of what was one of the greatest sims of all time, in my opinion. Live for Speed is a incredibly great sim. And some really good... I always talk about driving, physics, and force feedback. And I use the word natural a lot. When it's at its best, the word natural comes into my mind. Like, I don't have to process or think. It's just get in and drive. Live for Speed was that sim. It drove intuitive to how I perceived cars should drive. I would love to see Live for Speed 2. I would gladly pay money. I'm sure everyone who's a Live for Speed fan would give up whatever money they've dumped into it, whatever S license they are in the previous versions, and I will straight up pay you for Live for Speed 2. I would love to see it. Maybe we will see such a thing. Maybe they'll just bring back the evolution and pick up where they left off. So, alright, what else? Let's roll through some things here, because we're getting short on time and plenty of things to talk about still. So, UMW Toyota Motor gets involved in esport. This is a big competition down in Malaysia. You know, per capita, some of those Nordic countries might be the best drivers on earth per capita. Per capita, automotive culture probably couldn't be bigger anywhere in the world than Malaysia. Malaysia is so into cars, so into racing, and you're talking about a very small country, but so much enthusiasm leads to things like even Toyota getting involved in esports specific to Malaysia. So congratulations, Malaysia. They're doing this on Gran Turismo and, well, GT Sport. And this is all getting going next month. So, big infusion of sponsorship, and that means money. Sauber F1 team is doing a big thing, presenting their lineup. So they went, I believe they went outside the draft, didn't they? They skipped the draft. They drafted or picked up the Sal Tunk brothers and Albert van der Waal. And I think they did that outside of the draft. Maybe van der Waal was outside of the draft and the brothers were signed separately. But they're doing a big event as well. So, going on the F1 Live Milan show at Darsena in the Alfa Romeo Sauber F1 eSport tent. This is going on Wednesday, August 29th. That's today. Also, tomorrow, meet the Alfa Romeo Sauber F1 eSport team going on at the Monza paddock. So these guys are being put right out there into the limelight. You know, hey, here you are at the Monza paddock in the Alfa Romeo Sauber F1 team hospitality. Meet the F1 eSport team. So that should be pretty cool for those guys for sure. 2 hours ago. All right, well, you can still tune in for tomorrow's event. So that's big news. Shannon's Nationals eSport winner. This is that competition we talked about going on, this whole eSport thing opening up down in Australia. So apparently the winner of the Shannon's Nationals is going to actually get to do a Formula 4 test drive. So that's a really cool prize. I mean, I'm torn, like, I guess money, cash is king. But if I can't win cash, an opportunity to drive a real-life race car is going to be where I'd want to spend my money. Maybe not where I should spend my money, but where I'd want to spend my money. So, just bringing this up. Yesterday I mentioned the Feel 3. Anyway, here is a picture of... Well, that's not in their little tub. I think this little rig here is what he's actually sitting in the little salad bowl. So this whole thing would go in the salad bowl, giving you the ability to do a driving sim instead of a flight sim. I believe that's what we're looking at there. Anyway, I mentioned that they are going the crowdfunding source route, and they're going to do a Kickstart campaign. Anyway, Road to VR says they opened it up, and within 5 hours, they are fully funded. They're looking for 50,000 euro, I believe it was, pounds. 50,000, that's pounds. Are you guys back to pounds now? Is that part of the Brexit? Anyway, they achieved their goal in 5 hours, so you will see the salad bowl sim out there. Engadget.com talking about the Acer's new Windows mixed reality headset has detachable parts, so they're saying this is something, a new feature that makes this exceptional. You can read about it. Also, at Microsoft, this is Windows.com, Windows Experience, they also are talking about this new headset as well. And they had a really cool image, because I've seen this image, sure, but this was the image that really caught my eye. Seeing what the internal, what your face, Britain's always used pounds. Okay, they never went over to euro. So it looks like they did get 50,000 pounds. Or was that the euro symbol? I don't know. I use dollars, so forgive me. And I don't mean that as a shot, but I don't know international currency, and please don't expect me to. Anyway, that is the new one there. This is an article. I really wish I could have attended the Fanatic party that they had going on. That would have been really good. I did have an invite, but it's like I didn't find myself in Germany on that day. So despite having an invite in hand, I was not able to attend. But Brian Sohn, I don't know him, but simracers.es has a write-up telling you on how they're letting people test. Like, that is not a Fanatic. That right there looks like maybe a Bodner or a Midge or something. That is a podium. And that over there is a sim experience. That third wheel over. They had a row, or they called it a bench, of wheels for you to literally just go through each one and test the feeling of. So, yeah, you know, Darren, I'm glad you mentioned that. I read a little bit about the article and went on to read, like, they just put everything at, like, basic settings for all of them. Don't know what they did to the Fanatic in particular, because I don't know what their base settings are. So it was sort of a unfair competition, but they did have it so that everybody there... and the videos are from Matt Malone. So you guys know Matt Malone. The videos that you see, he was there. He and I talked about it right before he left, actually. So I'd expect some cool content out of him if he's not already doing it. But be interesting to do something like that here in the shop. For me, a lot of time comparisons aren't necessarily fair. I think each wheel has redeeming qualities to a certain market. And me comparing something is my personal feelings. You know, most of the wheels we deal with are pretty darn good wheels. Anyway, a few deals, speaking of deals, to tell you guys about. Amazon is selling the Thrustmaster VG sequential shifter and handbrake Sparco edition for $199. That's $70 off. So that is a decent deal. And I also like to show you guys over-the-top simulators. Occasionally I tell you guys about train simulator games and updates and things, but this is a place, look at that, that's a controller going into the sim. Very, very elaborate train simulators. Look at this, you even have like doors getting in and stand-up controls, control room. Very elaborate. We've seen construction simulators that were maybe this elaborate. Flight simulators this elaborate. Pretty cool. Worth seeing. And then someone sent this in. I just never heard of these guys, but it's actually not a bad deal. Rakuten are the makers of this sim rig. Don't know what it is. Never tested it. Looks like sort of a original play seat. Actually, wasn't that a game seat? This was like the original play seat game seat design. $286 though. Gonna be pretty hard to beat that price for a full sim rig. Not a big fan of center post. If you're short-legged guys, center post with a plate like this for the pedals is really difficult. The taller you are, the more it stretches this out and it's easier to reach the pedal base around the mid pole. The shorter you are, it's kind of hard to get it right. So anyway, that is gonna do it for today's news. If you guys have noticed, there's been a slight reduction in me by driving streams in the evening, and there's a good reason for that. Number one, I want to thank Dave Blair and Devin Booth, because both of them have been streaming a lot of extra things. But for me, I think of myself as a reviewer first, and there are a lot of racing streamers out there. But I feel that I am I'm still going to stream what I'm going to call my favorite or my most important series of the week, which right now would be like Friday nights in the trucks. But right now I got to step back from some racing a little bit because I have a lot of reviews that I'm behind on, and I really want to get caught up on them. So forgive me tomorrow. Oh, Rakuten is a marketplace. Thank you, Steve. So this is just the racing seat driving simulator available at Rakuten. Thank you. Thank you. But getting back to what I was saying, I'm really behind on things, and including, this is another, nope, that's not Sean Michael Cole. That's not, unfortunately, that wheel was not made for me. I wish it was. It was made for Chris P, and he had his new Sam Maxwell wheel mod sent to me. There you can see it all lit up, ready to go, and I've been doing some testing on it. I am going to have this review done either, it'll be done tomorrow. I was going to say tonight. No, it'll be done tomorrow. And so therefore, I'm not going to stream any Wednesday night Attack the Track. I think if I ever get back to Attack the Track, I want to do it more in the old school way I used to do it than just watch me practice is what it became, because I was trying to keep up with so much streaming. So hopefully those guys will pick up and stream when I'm not available. Or if any of you out there want to be part of the SimPit team, just contact me, Sean, SHAUN at thesimpit.com. And we will get you part of the team, and maybe you can stream here as well. So anyway, that is going to do it. Happy hump day. Get out there, do some racing, have some fun, and send me any results on leaderboards or any stories that you think we need to cover here on the show. This is the Sim Pit. I'm Sean Cole, and I'll see you on the track.